You feel? It's not like a
No, I mean, like, that's the whole reason why you take amphetamines is to get, like, your brain more in line so that you are doing better than you were before. That isn't that, like, the entire point? Is to...
that's what corporate America wants you to think. That's a big pharma wants you to think. Okay, the reality is, I'll tell you straight up, it's just a blatant, massive fucking corporate lie.
What?
Okay, you don't take these products to go to be up to par with others. These doesn't make you like in line with everybody. It gets you ahead. Like once you understand that, you'll be better for it. Trust me.
Okay. There's like absolutely no like research data or anything to support that idea whatsoever. But I mean, if you want to think that, that's fine. But
Oh, I mean, you're wrong. I mean,
I'm not wrong. I mean, my kid's on these drugs and I am on these drugs. Not a lot of research on it, but I mean, hey, listen, if you got a personal feeling about it, like don't let me don't let me talk you down from it. But
a personal okay, yeah. Even your chat says that he's coping. Even your chat says you're wrong. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh well, if chat says I'm coping, then me, you know, Jesus.
Such cope. Yeah, this in your chest going on. You know you're wrong about that. Like, brother, like the fucking the imbalance you have, okay, on your fucking prefrontal cortex, okay. Some fucking amphetamines isn't gonna make you normal like everybody else, okay. You have a central nervous system stimulator, okay, in your bloodstream. You're not up to par. You're fucking tweaking. Like I don't know what you're on about. Am I crazy here? Like, chat, can you guys back me up on this? Christ.
Well, I think the idea is just that people whose brains we would say are ADHD have a very, very, very high requirement for dopamine. They constantly need stimulation, and this results in much higher impulsivity than like an average person. And the idea behind taking a stimulant or an amphetamine is to make it so that your brain requires less of that stimulation, so you just have better impulse control. That's all it's supposed to do. That's all it's supposed to help you with. It's like impulse control, essentially. So if you take an amphetamine as an ADHD person and then you feel like you're way more in control of yourself or you can focus better, that's just supposed to be like what a normal person's brain ordinarily feels like. It's not. It doesn't make you superhuman. It doesn't make you smarter. Like an amphetamine isn't gonna like give you information. It's not the limitless drug.
I feel that that's like saying I need to get like an enhancer because my biceps aren't very strong, right? And you take an enhancer that works for your entire body. Like, yeah, guys, look, my biceps are right now my biceps are exactly like yours. Now we're on par. Okay, what about the rest of your body? Shit, you're running way faster. Now you see
amphetamines don't help you with everything else. They don't help you with like memory retention. They don't help you with. It's not like amphetamines boost everything else. All amphetamines should do is give you more executive function, so you can choose to do what you want to do. That's all they should help with. They don't boost your whole body. They don't help with a whole bunch of other things. Like, what else do you think amphetamines help you with?
All right, if you want to think that, I think you should give it a Google search.
I don't need to give
Google search will help you there. It will help you there.
Okay.
I mean, literally. I don't think I'm insane here. Yeah, even you said just Google it. Literally. Wait, no, I think you're paraphrasing me.
You think I'm paraphrasing you?
No, I think the chat was paraphrasing me. No, guys, I'm pretty sure he's partially right, but yeah, I've been trying. God, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this.
Here, can I tell a super quick story that I got from an email that changed my thinking on this quite a bit? It's gonna sound like I'm sucking myself off a lot. Okay, ready? I think that there are. Would you consider yourself like more intelligent than average?
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm above average intelligence. Okay. I don't think I'm like 190 IQ or anything, but I think I'm like decently intelligent. I think that somebody emailed me and they said one of the big issues you run into when you consider starting drugs for ADHD is that when you take a drug, you feel like you're superhuman. And then you look at other normal people and you try to compare your new work ethic on the amphetamines to like the ordinary people. And he said that, and one of the things his email said was like, well, if you're actually like a decently average, or if you think you're above average intelligent person, then if you take an amphetamine and then you compare yourself to a normal person, you're not really doing an accurate comparison. You should compare yourself to like a group of people that you think you're probably more in line with. So if you take an amphetamine and now you're comparing yourself to somebody that's taking like algebra in college, well, of course you're going to feel like you're superhuman. But if you imagine that you'd be more on par with like maybe like somebody in law school, or maybe somebody who's like studying engineering or some other thing, and you think like, okay, well, would I expect a person who's going to school at that level to be able to read for 6 hours? Well, the answer in my brain, I think probably, yeah, I would expect them to be able to read for 6 hours. I think when you start doing comparisons to people that are more similar to you neurologically, I guess, or intellectually or whatever, I think that the drugs seem way less like magical than if you compare yourself to like super like rudimentary, ordinary, or like like lower achieving people, I guess, right? Because people will take an amphetamine and then they'll be like, oh well, shit, like, you know, I feel like I can read a book for like 6 or 7 or 8 hours. Yeah, every single person that does like post grad work or goes to college and takes like hard majors reads a lot like every day. You know, it's not like that's not like a superhuman thing. That's just a decently intelligent person that wants to focus on something.
I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
I'm just telling. I'm okay. So that makes a lot of sense under normal circumstances, right? If you think about an average college student that will go to their college class at 8 a.m. in the morning, right? Think about everybody. Do you think that they, at 8 a.m. in the morning, are a human that you would assume that you would quantify as average or in normal circumstances? Do you?
Are you fixated on the college part, or are you fixated on the 8 a.m. part here?
I mean, you're waking up 8 a.m. in the morning. You get into your class. Is that your average? You would say, if you were to make a research on a group, would that be like the most normal function somebody can have? 8 a.m. in the morning, college students.
I can't tell if you're focused on.
Okay.
Are you focused on the 8? No, wait, stop.
Are
you focused on the 8 a.m. part or the college student part? I don't, because you're saying 8 a.m. college student. I don't know what you're focused on.
I'm saying all of it at the same
all
time.
of it.
They're probably sleep deprived, right? They're probably malnutrition because they probably didn't eat as much and they probably didn't have time for breakfast, right? They're probably under stress. For a lot of things. Now they're not like really performing up to par.
Maybe, but hold on. Isn't 8 a.m. when all of us go to school? Isn't that like the normal school start time? Exactly.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm just saying, like, overall.
Okay.
You say, how well is somebody supposed to function, right? And how well are you supposed to function if you're like fucking sleep deprived or whatever in the morning, right? What I'm telling you is just my personal experience. Okay, personal experience. I think it's a big deal to like put you in line to really like put on your glasses to have that in the morning, right? At 8 a.m. when the shit kicks in, right? And you're wired the in, you're far. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say how it is. You are far ahead of everybody else. Okay, by a long shot. Doesn't matter how much caffeine the other guy took, how much whatever the fuck. Okay, if you woke up 6:45 before you commuted to school and you took it and it kicks in at like 8 a.m. when you get to school, you are performing much above of your peers by a long shot. It's not even close either. You're spark awake.
I agree with you there, but your comparison is not even. You're talking about if you take a bunch of sleep deprived people and then you throw one dude on amphetamines at a certain time, can he like survive on less sleep for a while? Yeah, sure, with massive long-term health consequences. But that's I mean, but the other people could also just go to sleep earlier, right?
You literally just described, bro, you cannot be this out of touch. Your average fucking non-rich college student these days, right? On a fucking budget, that's what their life is. They are sleep deprived. They are waking up tired. They are waking up with not enough food and shit like that. That's just kind of how it is. Your average person is deprived and is tanking health consequences across the board for their future. That's just how it is. Like, ignoring that is insane.
That has nothing to do with like any of the conversation of whether or not you should be on amphetamines or not. You shouldn't be comparing. Yeah, but you shouldn't be comparing yourself to a sleep deprived person, and you shouldn't be comparing yourself to your own sleep deprived state. Like, if I'm doing an amphetamine, like I am now, I'm not thinking like, God, this drug helps me so much because I can get 2 hours of sleep and be wide awake the next day. That would be fucking retarded. Yeah. There's a whole host of drugs I could do if I wanted to artificially shorten the amount of time I'm sleeping. Of course, you're supposed to be you're supposed to be comparing it to yourself in your optimal state. Like, okay, once I've had 8 hours of sleep and then I wake up and I do work, what's the difference between that versus when I'm medicated? That's what the comparison is supposed to be. Why the fuck would you compare yourself to somebody sleep deprived? I could think of like a million different types of drugs that give you a huge advantage if you want to compare yourself to people that are ruining their fucking health. Of course. If somebody, right, did the same sort of workload as me on a certain day and they go to sleep at the same time as me, right, and we're all in the same heavy workload, and we wake up in the morning or the next day and we have to wake up at the same time, right? Well, I'm gonna win. Why? Because I have that and he doesn't. I think there are lots of things you can do. Like, I'm a super morning person. Even without drugs, I'm a very big morning person. If I wake up at 8 a.m., by like 8:15, I'm going to be ready to go. I think that different people might be morning or evening people. That probably has more to do with your like circadian rhythm, how much sunlight you get in the day. But no, you don't. Hold on. It's not normal that you need a drug to be a morning person. If you're a healthy human being, you should be able to wake up, see the sunlight, get a drink of water, and in about like 15, 20 minutes, you're awake and ready to go just as much as you would be against another dude that's on fucking amphetamines. Of course you should be. If you can't do that, if you're groggy for hours after waking up, then there's something up with your diet. You're not getting enough exercise throughout the day.
You're right. You're right. But again, I don't think that you you seem like a decently at least well balanced person in that case. Most people are not.
Sure.
I wish you understood that.
Hold on. I do understand that, but I'm not here advocating for somebody that is sleep deprived with a poor diet and horrible habits and their whole life is up. I'm not advocating for that person to hop on amphetamine so that it fixes their life. That would be retarded, obviously.
I'm just saying it's a de facto crutch, and you believe it or not.
You can call it a de facto crutch, but the reality is if your brain is super fucking impulsive, you can go through your whole life thinking like, oh, well, I'm not going to take this crutch or whatever. That's fine. You'll just be a loser your whole life. I mean, if you have to choose between never being able to establish healthy habits, never being able to, achieve at the level you could in your life, and never being able to accomplish anything you want to, but you'll be like 65, like, well, at least I didn't take amphetamines, while you're on whatever other medications now for fucking diabetes, hypertension, you're wearing glasses, whatever the fuck else. I mean, if you want to like purity test yourself that way, you can, but literally all you're doing is destroying yourself. And then at the end, I guess you walk into your grave with all of your honor and dignity intact, and you have no idea what kind of life you could have led. If you want to do it, it's fine, but just acknowledge that like you're not getting anything besides some like weird misguided sense of self-satisfaction and honor that nobody else on the planet cares about. Nobody else is going to give you props or credit for walking around like a fucking retard because you won't take a simple pill that'll help you make better decisions. But you know
what?
I mean, listen, I'm just saying, if you want to do it, that's fine. But for the people listening, because there's some guy listening, he's like, well, should I get medication? Well, xQc says that I should just like my whole life up and just suffer through this, and maybe someday it'll change.
You shouldn't. That's not what I said. I didn't say that. But I did say. Listen, you can literally go to the VOD. I had an argument that was the exact thing you just said, right? I said, if you were to somehow make better decisions, right, and take something that's potentially damaging and cut your lifespan by like a slight fraction, have a more fulfilling, better life because you get something you need, right? I mean, I think it's probably something you should probably look as a possible option, right?